And now, I shall resurrect Slifer, the Sky Dragon!
Oh man, he just brought back an Egyptian god!
Slifer's attack points are determined by the number of cards in my hand. And since I'm holding 4, he now has 4,000 points!
Hey guys, this is Slifer Maniac. Guys, I'm back, finally. I had to take a break, a little one. But also I was contemplating things to buy, things to open, and other things that I wanted to build. I mean, like deck profiles. Yeah, Slifer Maniac proudly presents, you might say, the Yugi Ultimate Deck Profile. So this one is my version, my personal version. You might have another one if you, if you want. You might say, these are just my assumptions, my hypothesis, you might say, and my most efficient version of the Yugi Ultimate Deck Profile. So first of all, most of the times what I'm doing is I'm building a deck. If I'm deck in general, if I'm building a deck, I build it like that. That I'm going most of the times with like average like 23 monsters, about maybe like 13 or 14 spell cards, and round about 5 or 7 trap cards. So just if you want to know how I'm how I lead this whole operation. So I wouldn't just want to talk much around it. I just want to dive into it. Like I said, this is my version, and we have to take into account in ultimate deck profiles after my interpretation. A deck comprising all the cards that Yugi played in the series, Yugi/Atem, by the way, in the series, in the manga, and of course in the movies, and also in the games. So that sums it up mostly for me. And without further ado, we just like jump into it and we get started. So first of all, I gave him a Valkyrie's Magician. Very handy one. Didn't play this one in the series. I don't know about the manga, but in the movie Pyramid of Light, by the way, a movie which I would really recommend. After my opinion, the best Yu-Gi-Oh movie that is out there. Valkyrie's Magician, light attribute 4 stars, spellcaster type 1600 attack, 1800 defense, and its effect works like that. Monster that your opponent control cannot target spellcaster type monsters as an attack target, except for this one. So as I have this effect in there, I also have like, I don't know, 5 or 6 magicians or spellcasters in this deck. So this card makes all the sense in the world. You also might take it as 2 or 3 off, that's your choice. But like I said, this is my version. Then I gave him a Magician of Faith. So technically he didn't possess this card, but in season 1, Thea gave this monster, which is her favorite monster by the way, to Yugi's mixed deck against Yamabakura. So Magician of Faith, light attribute 1 star, spellcaster type 300 attack and 400 defense. It possesses a flip effect, which works like that. If it's flipped face up, then you can retrieve 1 spell card from your graveyard and put it to your hand. So Valkyrie's Magician also works with Magician of Faith. So for example, if it's like open on the field or like face up or like that, then in Valkyrie's Magician as well, then your opponent has to attack Valkyrie's Magician first before it can attack that one. Then for a little defensive posture of Mystical Elf, a light attribute 4 stars spellcaster type as well, 800 attack and 2000 defense. You have to have a strong defensive wall here and there in the deck. It's not enough to have just one, but we'll come to that. So also in spellcaster, and if this one was also face up and maybe a good defensive wall, but your opponent can get over it, but you still have Valkyrie's Magician, then he or she has to attack Valkyrie's Magician first. So then this one is safe, for example, as well. Then I gave him a Water Pond, a very handy card with a very handy effect. This is weak in nature because it's just light attribute for 1 star, 200 attack and 300 defense, but its effect works like that. If you draw it, then it's automatically special summons itself to the field. So you have another summon abilities with this one, like to kind of to build your board. So it's very practical in that context. So there. Then, like I said, a mystical elf alone wouldn't be much of a defensive wall if you do not have more cards. If like in the 40 or the 45 card deck, only one monster with high defensive stats won't help you. Or it's, the probability to draw it is really, like, we might say, rare. So I gave him also the Giant Soldier of Stone. An Earth attribute, 3 stars, a rock type, 1300 attack and 2000 defense. So even if tech stats ain't that bad to help you, and here and there. Maybe if your opponent has, for example, a weak flip monster, a big shield Gardener, rounds it a little bit up. Earth attribute, 4 stars, warrior type, 100 attack, 2600 defense, so even stronger than these, but it has a downside because it's like if it's attacked and flipped face up, then after damage calculation, this card switches automatically to attack mode. So like if your opponent has one monster and attacks this card, then it's not that problem, but then if he or she has got 2 or 3 monsters, then this card will be a weakness for you. By the way, there he is also. And the other effect is during the turn of any random player, this card is face down, and no other cards has been targeted from a spell card, like with Fissure, for example. Then you open it flip it face up in defense position, and if you do, you can negate the effect of the spell card. So also a handy spell card negate effect. Yeah, there we go. Let's see this lineup a little bit more structured and clear. There we go. Then another one of those, as you might say, to like to end this whole shenanigans. Yeah, kind of to end this shenanigans, I gave him the electromagnetic turtle, which still is a good defensive posture with 180 defense, a light attribute, 4 stars, machine type with 0 attack but 1800 defense, and its effect works like that. During the battle phase of your opponent, you can banish this card from your graveyard and then end the battle phase immediately. So a very handy effect if it's like destroyed. And this is once per duel effect, but it saved the skin of Yami Yugi and slash Yugi, or Atem slash Yugi, very many times. At least once in Battle City against Seto Kaiba, and at least once in the Orichalcos arc. I think it was against Raphael. So a very cool and strong defense card in both senses. Then I gave him the Witch of the Black Forest. So technically I think Yugi plays this out. I think it's about against Bandit Keith, but I'm not sure anymore. But he really played this card out. Or maybe it was during the movie, I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, Dark Attribute, 4 stars, Spellcaster type, 1100 attack, 1200 defense. Of course, the iconic effect. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, then you can retrieve one monster with 1500 defense or fewer from the deck and put it to your hand. So also Spellcaster working also with that effect of Valkyrie's Magician, for example. Then next up, I do have a Morphing Jar, because Morphing Jar was played out by Atem in the movie Pyramid of Light, a very handy card. I could have chosen Cyber Jar, but I thought I would go with Morphing Jar because also it's kind of it has this little destruction effect against your opponent as well. He or she has also discard her whole hand. It's an Earth attribute. It's got 2 stars and it's in Rock type with 7 attack and 6 defense. And of course, the flip effect is if it's flipped, both players have to discard their whole hands and then draw 5 new cards to their hands. So like also draw power reasons, I put this also in here. Could have used Cyber Jar as well, but Cyber Jar also kind of forces you to summon or special summon the monsters. But so yeah, you can have the ability to choose which monster you maybe want to summon. A Noxious Celtic Guardian, an Earth attribute 4 stars, warrior type, 1400 attack and 1200 defense, and effects works like that. Cannot be destroyed by battle due to a monster with 1900 attack or more. So it has to have fewer. So this can also be a very good defensive mechanic if your opponent has a strong board. With high level monsters with strong attack stats. So it might come in handy. Then another iconic card, which is of course Breaker the Magical Warrior. Dark attribute 4 stars, Duro Monster Cardo. All of us know this line. In my favorite arc against Weevil Underwood. Spellcaster type, 1600 attack and 1000 defense. Like I said, Dark attribute 4 stars. And its effect works like that. If this card is normal summon, you put 1 spell counter on it, max 1. And this card's attack stats are increased for each spell counter per 300. And then you can remove 1 spell counter and then in order to destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field, or choose it and then destroy it. A very, very strong practical goat, and the goat format is loved. And yeah, it has to be in this deck because also this one is a spellcaster and also working with the Valkyrie's Magician. That's why I said if you also want, you can put 2 or 3 of those in here. But like I already mentioned many times before in other videos, I'm not a friend of 2 and 3 offs. I love to keep it like to have 1 example or 1 caliber of each card in the deck. Yeah, because I think it's really like seems not only smaller, but it gives you more of a variety in a deck. Then we have Alpha the Magnet Warrior in here. Earth attribute 4 stars, rock type, 1400 attack, 1700 defense. We got, of course, Beta the Magnet Warrior. Earth attribute 4 stars, rock type, 1700 attack, 1600 defense. And we, of course, got Gamma the Magnet Warrior. Earth attribute 4 stars for rock type, 1500 attack, 1800 defense. Also not that bad of a defense stats. So, of course, we do know it is not that probable to like draw all 3 or maybe a 2 of them. But with time preceding the duel, this combination can make sense because, of course, we also do have Valkyrian in here, the Magna Warrior, Earth attribute, 8 stars, rock type, 3500 attack. So this is the strongest monster in this deck. There won't be any Slifer or Obelisk or Ra because they are very much specific and you have to build your deck very much around it, which I'm not willing to do because it is a Yugi / Atem deck and not a full Atem deck. I would have considered then a full ultimate Atem deck, which I'm considering maybe to do one day. There will be then of course the 3 Egyptian boss monsters in there. Yeah, but of course, it works like that. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be first special from your hand by attributing Alpha the Magnet Warrior, Beta the Magnet Warrior, and Gamma the Magnet Warrior from your hand and or your side of the field. So like if you have one on the hand and one of the field, it was also, or 2 of the in the hand and 1 of the field, something like that. It also works. You can tribute this card and target 1 Alpha the Magnet Warrior, Beta the Magnet Warrior, and Gamma Magnet Warrior, and graveyard, and special on this card's target. So like you can also reverse it. So if this one is on the field, these 3 are in the graveyard, then you can reverse it like in the anime as well. So very convenient move. I never actually played those guys in my life, like in a real local or something like that, Goat local. I would really like to do that, to try it out, how it works, and if it works at all. Yeah, but if it would be working, it would be just next level. Then, of course, we do have Queen's Knight. Light attribute 4 stars, warrior type, 1500 attack, 1600 defense. We do have King's Knight. Light attribute 4 stars, warrior type, 1600 attack, 1400 defense. And when this card normal summon while you control Queen's Knight, you can special summon 1 Jackson from your deck. So also we do have, of course, Jack's Knight, which I do not understand why this card still has 5 stars. They should errata this to 4 in order to make it easier to special summon or even normal summon it. Light attribute 5 stars, warrior type, 1900 attack, 1000 defense. So those 2 pairs I got to have. There is no like Joker in here or something like that. I thought about the Royal Slasher, but yeah, no. Because I thought the Valkyrian would be enough. And of course I had to break it down to a couple of high level monsters, not that many, to like make it too difficult to summon. And if you count this, because it also has 5 stars, we have even more. Skill Dark Magician. Dark attribute 4 stars, spellcaster type, 1900 attack, 1700 defense, very strong attack stats with 4 stars. Each time if a spell card is activated, you can put 1 spell counter on this card when the spell card has been relieved. Max 3, you can choose 3 spell counters and put it on them as an tribute, and then special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard, which of course Yugi / Atem did in the Grand Championship arc against Vivian Wonk, I think it was. And of course then we do have a Kuribo in here, because it's the first hand trap that there is, and a very handy hand trap, if I may add. This card in the 20 years ago, 2 decades ago, very many times saved my life in a duel. So yeah, it really does work. Dark attribute 1 star, spellcaster type with 300 attack, 200 defense, of course, in order to you can reduce 1 attack to 0 by discarding this card to the graveyard. Who would have thought? Yeah, and then of course we got Dark Magician Girl. Dark attribute 6 stars, spellcaster type, 2000 attack, 1500 defense, 1700 defense. This card gets 300 attack for each Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in the graveyard of both players. Very great. And then next up is of course Dark Magician. An iconic 7 stars, iconic Dark attribute, iconic spellcaster type, iconic 2500 attack, and iconic 2100 defense. Also working with that lady right next to him, of course. You already heard that, so I do not have to explain it. Then I got a Buster Blader. Earth attribute 7 stars warrior type, 2600 attack, 2300 defense. Of course, a master of disaster, you might say, against dragon decks. Increase the attack of this card by 500 points for each dragon type monster on your opponent's side of the field and in your opponent's graveyard. Love this card. Just look at the artwork. By the way, this one is like, I think, near mint in the old print. I don't know even if this was originally mine and I bought it with later on, but because I also had the Buster Blader. And last but not least, the Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Light attribute, 8 stars, 3000 attack, 2500 defense, warrior type, and the effect works like that. You have to cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special from your hand by putting 1 light and 1 dark attribute monster from your and banish it from your graveyard once per turn. You can choose one of these effects and activate it. Choose one monster on the field, banish it, and this card cannot conduct an attack during the phase it put this effect or leave this effect. And of course, the second effect is if this card destroys 1 monster of your opponent due to battle, then it can conduct its second attack. Also very handy effect. I think this deck or this monster lineup is very good in terms of playability, because we do not have too many high level monsters. You might take another one if you want or let it out. I thought about the Dark Magician of Chaos, but I would recommend it to you, but I thought I wouldn't do it. I can survive without it, because we had 3, 4, 5, and then 6 high level monsters. That's enough for me. And I think in total it's like 26 monster cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 24. So solid. We do have a side deck, so don't get impatient. I give you just the time to maybe make a copy or a picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we get into the spells, which is, you might say, made also very simple, but effective in nature. So I didn't want to focus too much on spellcasters with the spell lineup. That's why I used more generic cards in order to like I said, to have this stronger playability. Heavy Storm, played out by Little Yugi in the Virtual World arc. Of course, destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. Then 1 Mystic Box. Choose 1 monster that your opponent controls and choose 1 monster that you control. Destroy the first target, so one of your monster, and then your opponent gets the control over your over the second target, so over your monster. Yeah. So if he has a strong monster and you have a weak one, then you destroy his monster and then also give your weak one to him, so it doesn't help that much. Premature Burial, played out I think in Battle City, maybe also in the Orichalcos arc. You can special summon 1 monster from your graveyard by paying 800 life points. It's an equipped spell card, so if this card is destroyed, the monster is destroyed. If this monster is destroyed, this card is destroyed. Card destruction for a little destructive power for the hands, and also then to, you might say, refresh your own hands as well. So both hands are destroyed, and both monsters, duelists have to draw the same amount of cards that they were destroyed by this card effect. Part of Greed, why even ask? You can draw 2 cards, and then also Graceful Charity. Draw 3, discard 2. Also working good with cards like Blackluster Soldier in order to have dark monsters and light monsters in your graveyard. Double spell. You can discard one spell card, then choose one spell card in the graveyard of your opponent, and you can then use this very card from your opponent as it was yours. Yes, the spell card. Yeah. So like in order to, you might say, kind of copy the spell card from your opponent from his or her graveyard by discarding one spell card. Monster reincarnation. Yugi, we didn't. I don't know. Sure, I think in the Grand Championship arc he might have played this out, but in GX Dimitri had Yugi's deck, and this card was also in there. So you have to discard one card in order to retrieve one monster from your graveyard and put it back to your hand. Soul Taker, played out in Battle City. Choose one face-up monster that your opponent controls, destroy the monster or the target, and then your opponent gets 1000 life points. Yeah. Love the artwork on that. Change of Heart. You have to get the control of one of your opponent's monsters to the end of the turn. Magical Dimension. One quick spell card. If you control one spellcaster monster and choose one monster that you control, offer this as a tribute, then you can special summon one spellcaster monster, and then you can destroy also monster on the side of the field of your opponent. So like you have many spellcaster monsters in this deck. I think it's 7 or 8. Then you have one condition. This is the first, and the second is of course. You offer one monster, or maybe even the spellcaster monster as a tribute. Then you can special summon one spellcaster monster and destroy also a monster of your opponent. So it's very deadly, you might say, in nature. Like I said, I didn't want to focus too much, so this one might be even the only spell card that's really related to spellcaster monsters in here, or even it is, as a matter of fact. Polymerization. Because I have Buster Blade in here and Dark Magician, so you might guess there is a fusion monster in here. I already spoiled it, so there's a Dark Paladin in here. You have to have the fusion material, of course, in your hand and or side of the field. And then you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck. Swords of Revealing Light for more stalling power in here. Of course, your opponent cannot attack for 3 turns. And this card remains face up, and also the face down defense position monsters of your opponent are flipped face up. Monster Reborn. You can special summon one monster from either your opponent's graveyard in face up attack or face up defense position. And last but not least, Brain Control. You have to pay 800 life points in order to take a monster of your opponent face up. Monster of your opponent. To the end of the turn. So this is it. This is my spell lineup. You might take a picture, make a photo of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Love this one. So a Yugi deck is always fun to build. So of course I would say this fact about all of the protagonists. But now my personal favorite is might be also Yugi. Joey is also fun. Seto Kaiba is fun, but it's also a little bit difficult here and there for me personally, because I'm currently struggling a little bit to build in order to make it more efficient, because there are many things that are more or less related to Blue Eyes, and I didn't want to have that focus, and more want to have more focus also onto generic cards. But yeah, anyways, so let's get into the traps. Soul Rope. You can activate this card by paying 1000 life points. If a monster that you control has been destroyed and put to the graveyard, you can summon one monster with level 4 as a special summon from your deck. Mirror Force, of course, if your opponent attacks, all face-up attack position monsters are on your side of the field are destroyed. Very good board breaker in the gold format as well. Still, Magical Hats. If your opponent declares an attack, then you can choose one non or two non-monster cards from your deck and then shuffle it with this to the targeted attack monster of you with those 2 cards. Actually, they should have done this with 3, but anyways, because there are 4 Magical Hats. So then, yeah, they of course the non-monster cards get 0 attack, 0 defense, and then you shuffle it and then put it into a random order onto the field, and your opponent has then to choose their target. Love this card. 0 Gravity. All face-up attack position of face-up monsters positions are changed. Spellbinding Circle. Of course, one monster cannot attack and neither attack nor change its position. And I think it loses even. No, doesn't lose. So not. If the monster is destroyed, this card is destroyed, and the other way around, of course. Didn't know that this didn't have the effect with like losing 7 on life. But Shadow Spell does have it. And last but not least, the Magical Cylinder. Of course, if your opponent attacks, the attack is redirected to his or her life points back. Okay. So we do have a fusion deck, an extra deck. Of course, I already mentioned it, but you might make a photo first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And last but not least, we have, of course, one fusion monster, which is this dude here. I'll put him out first. Oh, I love this. Oh, it's iconic artworks. This is by far, you might say. So I have 3 artworks that are my favorite. One is this one, and the other ones are the Phoenix formation of Ra, and and you might say Uriah or Slifer. Dark Paladin. Just look at that artwork, guys. This is just next level for me. Dark Paladin, of course, is Dark Attribute. Got 8 stars as a spellcaster, 2,900 attack, 2,400 defense. It's a fusion card, of course, for Dark Magician but Buster Blade. This card can only be special summoned by Fusion Summon. As long as this card remains face up on the field, you can negate the activation of one spell card and destroy the spell card by discarding 1 card from your hand. The attack of this card increased by 500 points for each dragon type monster on the field and either player's graveyard. So the Buster Blader effect, but with either player's graveyard. So also you can have dragon monsters in your deck, and the attack stats of this one are increased by 500 points as well with your own dragon type monsters. And a spell card blocking engine as well. By discarding 1 card. This one is just too iconic. So this is it. This is my, 40 something. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 48, I think, or 47. Cards, deck profile. I hope you guys liked it, but still, there's another thing to go. I do have a side deck. So, of course, in an ultimate deck, you have to, at least of my opinion, have to have a side deck. So, we'll make it like quick. Not too much explanation there. There's the Sangan. I had to choose between Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest, but I got Witch of the Black Forest. I also could put Sangan in there. Dark Attribute 2 stars, Fiend type effect, 1000 attack, 600 defense. It's the reverse effect from Witch of the Black Forest, just with attack stats 1500 attack or fewer if this card is destroyed. And sent from field to the graveyard, you can retrieve 1 monster from 1000. 500 attack or defense. 1 Archfiend of Gilfer. Dark Attribute 6 stars, Fiend type monster, 2200 attack with 2500 defense. If this card put to the graveyard, you can decrease one face up monster on the side of the field of opponents. No, even on the field. It can be also one of yours. Equip it to that card, and the monster's attack decreased by 500 as long as it is equipped to this card. Summon Scholar Classic, 6 stars at Dark Attribute, Fiend type, normal monster, 2000 iconic, 2500 iconic attacks, and 1200 iconic defense. Gaia the Fierce Knight. I was struggling with myself in order to put it in there, but I didn't want to have too much high level monsters in here because it's a good trump card. Dark Attribute, and of course, 7 stars, a warrior type, 2300 attack and 2100 defense. Also very iconic. If this card is the only card in your hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Though I could recommend this and this one also to have in your deck. Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, Dark Attribute 4 stars, 1500 attack, 1200 defensive beast type. Baphomet, Dark Attribute 5 stars, effect 1400 attack, 1800 defense. If this card normal of Lip Summon, you can add 1 Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts, from your deck to your hand. I was also struggling with myself putting these two in, but Baphomet is a monster with 5 stars with 1400 attack, so this was one of the main reasons why I didn't do it. Then I have spell cards, Mystical Space Typhoon. Choose one spell trap card on the field, destroy it. It's a quick spell card, so you also can use it on your turn. 1D spell, destroy one spell card. If it's face down, you can flip it face up. If it's a spell card, it's destroyed. If not, remain it to its original position. A magical formula. You can equip it to Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, and its attack is increased by 700 points. And if this card is destroyed, then you get your life points are increased by 1000 points. 1D fusion. The reverse of polymerization. What I have to explain. 1 exchange. If your hand is that bad, you can try this card out as well. And of course, 1 Chimera. The mythical beast in there. I won't explain this one. Working with that. If this is destroyed, you can either choose one of those two and special summon them, of course. Oh, sorry guys. Of course, also the attack stats are iconic. So 6 stars, of course. And wind attribute with beast type fusion, 2100 attack, 1800 defense. Like I already explained the effect to you guys. So this is it. This is my 48 or 47 Yugi / Atem ultimate deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit a like, hit the subscribe button, show me some love, guys. I'm willing to do more regularly now because I had to stall because I was going through a little financial crisis, because for openings you have to have also money, because I could have done those deck profiles, but then there would be always a gap because I'm not doing back-to-back. I'll just deck profiles. Also want to do openings, and I would lack that fact. So I stalled a little bit for time. So next time you know that I have things on the matter. I was about to contribute or edit text message for you guys and say that I need a little bit more time, but then I eventually got to this point, and I could release the deck profile and then also do an opening. So this is it. This is practically it. Next up will be the little opening. I won't spoil what it is, but you can expect that it might be related to Yugi, and after that there will be, of course, the Joey Wheeler one or the Seto Kaiba. I don't know which one first. Maybe Seto Kaiba first, because he's the second best. Then Joey Wheeler. We're proceeding with our little journey, and I'm willing to draw near into GX. But first of all, I think there will be a little summing up like always, a let's talk about it video as well. But after, right after all the ultimate deck profiles and the little openings that accompany this whole shenanigans. Yeah, that's it. I do not have more to add. I wish all of you guys a good morning, a good midday, a good afternoon, a good evening, good night, whenever and wherever you might witness this one. This is my me, your Slifer Maniac. And at the close of this whole shenanigans, I wish all of you guys a big, what do you expect? Peace.
このモンスターを召喚する条件は3体の悪魔族モンスターを墓地に送り生贄に捧げること。さあ蘇れ死の世界の支配者ダークネクロフィア。